They told me that after 60, life shrinks, your circle, your energy, your possibilities. But what if that story is quietly wrong? What if the years after 60 are not a slow fade, but a doorway, one you've simply never been shown how to open? Tonight, I want to offer you a different script. Longevity isn't a lucky draw. It's a rhythm you can learn. And when you learn it, ordinary days begin to feel surprisingly new. Calmer mornings, steadier joints, clearer thoughts, and a heart that isn't carrying so much weight. Beyond 60 wisdom, dear friends, this is where we start. Imagine this. You wake before the alarm because your body is actually ready to rise. The first light is soft, no rush, no noise. You take 10 unhurried steps across the room and feel the floor answer back with confidence. In the kitchen, a cup warms your hands. You breathe in and something in you settles. Later, a familiar voice on the phone lifts the room around you. None of this is dramatic, and yet this is the quiet architecture of a longer life, built from choices so small most people miss them. I missed them for years. Then I made a decision to test 5 tiny, sane adjustments for 7 days. Not heroic, not punishing, gentle and repeatable. By the end of the week, I didn't feel younger. I felt more present. And presence, I discovered, is where longevity begins. Here's the part that might surprise you. You don't need a new identity, a special program, or intense routines to change your trajectory after 60. You need a reliable sequence. Simple motions, cleaner plates, softer evenings, warmer connections, and a quieter mind. When those 5 threads are woven together, they don't promise miracles. They do something better. They make tomorrow a touch easier than today. And then they repeat. That is how a life extends, one practical day at a time, without fighting your body or bargaining with time. If this picture stirs something in you, curiosity, maybe a little disbelief, good. Hold it. Let it nudge the door open. Because in a moment, I'll show you the exact 7-day on-ramp I give my own family. The friendliest way I know to step into a steadier, longer rhythm without overwhelm. Before we go further, if you value clear, compassionate guidance made for life after 60, please subscribe to Beyond 60 Wisdom. Your support helps us keep creating these practical, heart-centered episodes that respect your time and your body. A quick reflection to anchor us. Which belief feels closer to your experience right now? A. After 60, my best health is behind me. B. After 60, my best days can still be built, one small habit at a time. Type A or B in the comments. There's no judgment, only a starting point. Your answer will shape how you hear the next steps. Don't go anywhere. The most important, actionable part is coming next. The gentle, step-by-step path that turns this vision into your real week. Stay with me. What you'll hear next is the bridge between today and the version of you who wakes up tomorrow feeling just a little more steady, a little more free. I remember the morning I finally understood what aging well really looks like. It wasn't in a clinic or a lab. It was in a small backyard where the light came through the leaves like calm water. A woman in her mid-70s stepped outside in soft shoes, rolled her shoulders back, and walked a quiet loop around a little garden. She wasn't chasing a number on a watch. She was listening for a rhythm. Hers. She paused to breathe, sipped warm tea, then phoned a friend to share an ordinary story that made them both laugh. Nothing dramatic. And yet, in that unremarkable hour, I could see the outline of a longer, steadier life. Simple movement, thoughtful food, gentle evenings, real connection, and a peaceful mind working together like a small orchestra. When I brought this home to my own routine, I didn't overhaul everything. I started with a short walk after breakfast. The goal was not distance. It was waking up my joints and telling my balance system, you still have a job. I noticed that when I moved a little in the morning, I made better choices at lunch. So I downsized my plate, not my pleasure. More greens, beans, and seafood when I could, and I ate slowly enough to hear my body say, that's enough. That simple act, listening for enough, quieted the late afternoon slump that used to push me toward snacks I didn't even enjoy. The most underestimated piece, at least for me, was human warmth. A 5-minute call did something no supplement ever did. It brightened the next hour. I started keeping a short list of people I wanted to check in on, and I rotated through it. Those small conversations steadied my mood, which in turn made it easier to wind down at night. I learned to treat evenings as a landing, not a crash. Dim the lights, a page or two of easy reading, write down 3 things I appreciated about the day, then let the house grow quiet. My sleep didn't become perfect, it became kinder, and that was enough to change the next morning. Underneath these habits is a mindset that surprised me with its practicality. After 60, willpower is a weak tool, design is a strong one. I put my walking shoes by the door, a water glass on the counter, a small bowl at the front of the cabinet, and my phone charger far from the bed. I set the stage so that good choices were closer than old reflexes. None of this asks you to be someone else. It asks you to make the person you already are a little easier to support. If there's a climax to this, it's not fireworks. It's the first time you notice that tomorrow feels a touch easier than today, and you know why. You stitched together 5 friendly practices, and they started to reinforce one another. That feeling of being carried by your own routine can be the most hopeful moment in this whole journey. Stay with me, because what comes next is the most practical and important part, a clear step-by-step plan to help you build these habits into your own week without strain. Don't go anywhere. The next section is where this vision turns into actions you can start tonight. When I step back and look at the wider picture, I see the same quiet pattern repeating across places and lifestyles. In a fishing town on the coast, an old brick neighborhood in the city, a quiet cul-de-sac with maple trees, people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who feel steadier are not chasing extremes. They are practicing the ordinary with care. What connects these different lives is not a perfect diet or a rare secret. It is a set of humane choices that can fit almost anywhere. A short walk that belongs to the morning, a plate that favors color and simplicity, an evening that lands softly, a voice you trust on the other end of a call, and a mind that learns to rest for a few minutes each day. Seen from far enough away, it stops looking like effort and starts looking like a culture you build for yourself. This is why I say longevity after 60 is less about force and more about design. You design a day that is friendly to your body and your mood. You design your kitchen so the easy options are the better ones. You design your evenings so that sleep is invited instead of chased. You design your social world so you are not carrying your worries alone. And once that design exists, you do not need constant willpower. You simply follow the path you laid out. The result is not dramatic, but it is reliable. A week that feels more balanced than last week, and a month that feels more stable than the one before. I think of it as building bridges between the habits, so they help each other. Movement makes thoughtful eating easier. Thoughtful eating makes sleep smoother. Smoother sleep makes patience and connection come more naturally. Connection calms the nervous system, so gentle movement becomes inviting again. When these bridges are in place, your day begins to carry you forward without so much push. You are no longer arguing with your routines. They are working with you. If you are worried that it might be too late to start, consider this. The body responds to consistency at any age, and the heart responds to kindness immediately. A single week of small adjustments can shift how you feel about the next week. That is not theory. It is something I have watched again and again, people realizing that they can set a simpler pace and still gain ground. Begin with what you can repeat, not what looks impressive. The goal is not to win a day. It is to create a rhythm you can actually live inside. So as we widen the lens from one backyard to many, from one person to a whole community, the message stays the same. You are not trying to become someone else. You are learning to be yourself with a better plan. If this perspective gives you a little hope, hold on to it, because what comes next is where hope turns into a clear map. The practical, step-by-step sequence you can follow this week to weave these habits into your life without strain. Don't go anywhere. The most important and useful part is just ahead, and it's made to help you begin tonight. Let's turn hope into a plan you can actually live with this week. Start gently with actions small enough to repeat. On day 1, put your walking shoes by the door the night before and take a slow 10 to 15 minute stroll after breakfast. Don't chase a pace. Notice your feet finding the ground, your shoulders lowering, your breath evening out. When you get home, drink a glass of water and make a simple note: walked, felt steadier. Day 2. Keep that walk and downsize your plate. Use a smaller bowl or salad plate so you don't have to negotiate with yourself. Fill half with colorful vegetables, add a palm-sized portion of protein, and sit where you can eat without screens. Chew, pause, and listen for the moment your body says, "That's enough." Write a short line afterward: "Ate lighter, energy felt cleaner." Day 3. Keep the first 2 steps and add a connection. Choose one person you trust, a sibling, neighbor, or old friend, and call for 5 minutes. Ask one sincere question and listen all the way to the end. You're not solving anything, you're strengthening a bridge that steadies both of you. Note how your mood shifts. Day 4. Begin to land your evenings like a pilot, not a passenger. 1 hour before bed, dim the lights. Set your phone to charge outside the bedroom. Read a few pages of something easy, then write 3 things you appreciated about today, no matter how small. This is not perfection. It's a signal to your nervous system that it is safe to settle. Day 5. Place a chair by a window or quiet corner and try 2 minutes of stillness in the morning. Sit, breathe in through your nose, exhale a beat longer than you inhale. When your mind wanders, bring it back like you would a kind friend. Those 2 minutes won't make you a different person. They'll make the rest of the day a touch more navigable. Day 6. Add gentle strength to your walk. At the halfway mark, pause for 3 easy movements: heel raises holding a wall, a light sit to stand from a bench, shoulder rolls. Aim for comfort, not strain. This teaches your balance and muscles they still belong to you. Day 7. Review. Which step felt most natural? Which one helped the others? Keep the 2 that made the biggest difference and protect them like appointments with your better future. The through line is design, not willpower. Put what helps within reach. Shoes by the door, a water glass on the counter, a small bowl at the front of the cabinet, a book on the nightstand, your phone far from the bed, a short contact list ready for quick check-ins. When the environment does some of the work, you don't have to push so hard. You are building a week that is friendlier than last week, which is how a month becomes more stable than the one before. This is longevity as a culture you create for yourself: practical, humane, sustainable. Stay with me, because the most important and useful part comes next. We'll knit these steps into a simple morning and evening rhythm and a 2-minute check-in that keeps you on track without pressure. Don't go anywhere. The next section is the bridge between trying once and living this way for good. Morning and evening are the 2 hinges that quietly swing the whole day, so let's design them to carry you instead of asking you to push. In the morning, give yourself a simple 4-step rhythm you can remember without thinking. First, light. Open a curtain or step to the doorway and let the day touch your eyes for a minute. Second, water. A full glass before coffee to remind your system to wake up gently. Third, breath and balance. 2 slow breaths in, longer breaths out, then 10 calm steps along a hallway or porch, eyes forward, shoulders easy. Fourth, purpose. Choose one doable task that will make the day feel used well. A short walk, a call to a friend, a small chore you've been postponing. When I follow this sequence, I'm not chasing motivation, I'm setting a lane. The day tends to stay inside it. Midday is a small crossroads where old habits often pull us off course. I use a 2-minute check-in that asks 3 questions written on an index card. Have I moved a little? Have I eaten with intention? Have I connected with someone? If the answer to any question is no, I choose the smallest correction possible: a 5-minute stretch, a lighter plate with color and fiber, a friendly text or quick call. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm nudging the day back toward the plan. That gentle steering matters more than big efforts done once in a while. Evening is where longevity is either invited or ignored, and it starts long before bedtime. An hour before sleep, dim the room. Put your phone to charge outside the bedroom so the night belongs to rest. Make the last meal earlier if you can, and keep it comfortable on your stomach. Create a short landing routine you actually enjoy. Warm cup, a page or 2 of easy reading, then write 3 brief lines. 1 thing you did well, 1 moment you appreciated, 1 person you're glad to have in your life. This is not homework. It's a soft closing to the day that tells your nervous system it is safe to settle. When sleep comes from a calm body and a settled mind, the night becomes a kind of quiet repair shop for tomorrow. Some days won't go to plan, and that's not failure, it's life. When a day gets away from me, I resist the urge to make up for it. I simply start the next morning at step one. Consistency is built from restarts, not streaks. To help myself restart, I leave cues where I'll see them. Shoes by the door, a water glass on the counter, a small bowl at the front of the cabinet, a short contact list taped to the fridge. I'm designing my space to support the person I'm trying to be, not test the person I used to be. If you build this morning and evening rhythm and pair it with that 2-minute midday check-in, you'll notice a practical shift. Decisions feel lighter because they're already made. You're not negotiating with yourself all day. You're following a map you drew when you were calm. Stay with me now, because the most helpful and important part is coming next. We'll translate this rhythm into a clear weekly template and a simple tracker you can keep on paper, so these habits fit your real life without strain. Don't go anywhere. The next section is where everything clicks into place and becomes your own. A good week is not an accident. It's a pattern you can sketch in pencil and live into with small, steady moves. I like to begin with a simple grid on paper, 7 columns for the days, 3 rows for the anchors we've already built: morning rhythm, midday check-in, and evening landing. Under each, leave just enough space to write one action word. Monday morning might read light, water, walk. Midday, stretch, salad, call. Evening, dim, read, 3 lines. Keep it that brief. Brevity protects you from the urge to write a perfect plan and then abandon it. The goal is not to impress the page. The goal is to be able to follow it on a real Tuesday. At the left margin of the grid, add a 4th row labeled kindness. This is where you script how you'll treat yourself when life interrupts. Write 2 or 3 sentences you can believe. If I miss a step, I restart at the next one. 10 minutes counts. Done is better than ideal. That kindness row is not decoration. It's the hinge that keeps the week from snapping when a day goes sideways. When I see it on the page, I'm reminded that longevity is built from restarts more than streaks. Now, give each day a tiny feature so the week has a pulse. Monday, add balance practice to the walk, heel raises at the counter, a careful toe to heel along the hallway. Tuesday, make lunch the colorful plate day. Wednesday, choose your longest call with a friend or relative. Thursday, land the evening earlier and protect the hour before bed like an appointment. Friday, take a slightly longer route on your walk or add 3 gentle strength moves. Saturday, share a meal or a conversation outdoors if weather allows. Sunday, review the grid for 5 quiet minutes and circle any box you completed without strain. Those circles are how you measure progress, not by perfection, but by ease. Troubleshooting belongs right on the template. If mornings are tight, shift the walk to after dinner and pair it with your quiet landing. If appetite dips, keep a short list of gentle, familiar foods and assemble smaller plates more often. If the house is loud at night, move the evening routine earlier and let sleep come when it's ready. If motivation fades midweek, call the friend who cheers for your effort, not your results. Every obstacle gets a smaller, friendlier version, not a bigger demand. Build a pocket tracker you can carry. An index card with 3 questions and 7 little boxes beside each. Moved a little, ate with intention, connected with someone. Each time you do one, make a small mark. You're not grading yourself, you're leaving a trail. At the end of the week, count the marks, then write 1 sentence about what helped most. Keep these cards for a month. Patterns will appear. Which mornings ask for more light? Which days need an earlier landing? Which connections lift the rest of the day? If you follow this weekly sketch with a light hand, something quiet happens. Decisions stop swirling because the next step is already on paper. You spend less energy negotiating and more energy living. And when a day falls apart, the map is still there tomorrow, waiting without judgment. Stay with me, because the most practical and important piece is coming next. We'll layer in gentle progress, how to grow these habits a notch at a time so they stay comfortable while you get stronger. Don't go anywhere. The next part is where your week turns into momentum. Progress after 60 doesn't arrive in leaps, it arrives in notches. Small, friendly increases you can barely feel in the moment, but can clearly see after a few weeks. I think of it as the one more approach. One more minute on the walk, one more stretch at the halfway point, one more color on the plate, one more hour each week where the evening lands earlier, one more warm conversation. These tiny additions are gentle on the body and generous to the mind. They avoid the trap of all or nothing, and they build something sturdier than motivation: momentum. When I coach myself this way, I'm never asking for heroics. I'm asking for proof that the path is still open. Start with movement. If 10 to 15 minutes has become your normal, add one quiet minute every other day until you reach a time that feels meaningful but still comfortable. On 2 days each week, slide in a light strength moment after the walk. A careful sit to stand from a chair, heel raises while holding the counter, or a few gentle wall presses. The goal is not to grind, it's to remind your muscles and balance that they still belong to you. If joints feel stubborn, trade time for variety. Shorter walks done more often, or walking on friendlier surfaces. Progress has many shapes. Choose the one that makes tomorrow easier to repeat. With food, practice addition before subtraction. Add a second color to lunch 3 days this week and 4 next week. Add a glass of water between meals. Add a pause halfway through eating to check in with your body's sense of enough. When addition becomes familiar, portions often right size on their own. If you enjoy a favorite treat, serve it with care on a small plate, seated, no screens, and notice when satisfaction arrives. You're not policing yourself. You're learning your own signals at this age and stage. Evenings respond well to tiny upgrades. Choose one night to dim the lights 15 minutes earlier, then another. Place your book where your hands will find it. Keep a simple notebook open to a page titled "Today Wasn't Wasted Because," and write a single line at night. This trains your attention to notice effort rather than perfection, which helps you return to the plan after a messy day. Sleep routines grow best like ivy, anchored and slow, so protect the hour before bed as a gift to your future morning. Connection grows by design, not accident. Keep a rotating list of 5 people and aim to reach one each day with a short check-in. If daily feels like too much, make it 3 times a week and set a day on your calendar. Progress here is measured by warmth, not length. A sincere 2 minutes can lift the evening more than an hour of distracted talk. Every Sunday, glance back at your notes and choose exactly one place to add a notch for the coming week. Write it down in a sentence you can keep. This week, I will add 1 minute to my walk on Monday and Thursday. Or I will add 1 extra color to lunch on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Keep it specific, kind, and small enough to win. If life interrupts, skip the guilt and return to the last steady version. Consistency is built from restarts. Stay with me now, because the most helpful and important part is next. We'll pull these gentle upgrades into a simple, long-term map so your habits keep growing without strain. Don't go anywhere. The next section is where your routine turns into a way of life. When I think about what truly carries us past 60 and toward a longer, steadier life, it is not pressure or perfection. It is the quiet decision to treat each day like a new chance. That decision shows up in small ways that add up. The first light at the window before coffee, a short walk that wakes up your balance, a plate that favors color and comfort, a call that lifts the afternoon, and evenings that land softly instead of sliding into worry. None of this asks you to become someone else. It asks you to make room for the person you already are to breathe, move, and be seen. And when you give yourself that room, the hours line up differently. You spend less time negotiating with yourself and more time actually living your day. The older I get, the more I believe that progress after 60 is a craft. You shape it the way a gardener shapes a small yard, patiently with tools that fit your hands. A simple morning rhythm, a 2-minute midday check-in, and a gentle evening landing form the frame. Then you add friendly upgrades, 1 notch at a time. 1 more minute on the walk, 1 more color at lunch, 1 extra call this week, lights dimmed a little earlier. These little notches don't look impressive on paper, but they build momentum you can feel. In a few weeks, you notice you stand a bit taller when you tie your shoes, you choose your meals with a calmer mind, and you end the day with fewer loose ends tugging at you. That is a good life taking shape in real time. If you remember only one lesson, let it be this: design beats willpower. Place what helps within reach and what distracts a little farther away. Shoes by the door, a water glass on the counter, a small bowl at the front of the cabinet, your phone charging outside the bedroom, an index card with 3 questions in your pocket. Did I move a little, eat with intention, and connect with someone? This is not about strict rules. It is about setting the stage so the next good choice is the easiest one. For older adults especially, this approach honors energy levels, reduces stress, and turns healthy living into a routine that fits real life. To apply this today, choose 1 morning step, 1 midday prompt, and 1 evening cue. Tomorrow, repeat them. On Sunday, add a tiny notch in just one place. Keep notes with short lines you can read at a glance. If a day goes off track, begin again at the next moment without blame. Every restart is part of the plan. Over time, these gentle practices create a culture in your home, a kinder pace, a clearer mind, and days that feel useful and worth remembering. A simple question for you: which single step would most improve tomorrow for you? An earlier landing at night or a short, calm walk after breakfast? Please comment with your choice so others can learn from your approach. If this message helped you, we would be grateful for your support. If the video felt meaningful or encouraging, please subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and pass this along to someone who might need a friendly nudge. Your feedback guides what we create next, and your presence gives us the motivation to keep filming practical, heart-centered episodes each week. From all of us at Beyond 60 Wisdom, thank you for spending your time here. We appreciate you, we hear you, and we look forward to sitting with you again tomorrow.